Welcome to the simulated game of life. Now what you just received is your packet. It is 24 pages long, front and back, and it is book stapled. And that is on purpose because you will need to be using maybe 2 pages at one time frequently. And the book staple accommodates that. So in general, let's do an overview of the project. To get started, your teacher will give you a job or a career. And you're going to fill that in on page 2. From there, you're going to consolidate your debt based on your career. So your debt is decided on your career, usually from schooling. And that's going to be on page 6. And if you need help, you're going to refer to the monthly payment 101 sheet. And there's a video on that in Schoology. And then you're going to calculate a budget, which is what you predict is going to happen. So that's on page 7. From there, you actually start making choices and you start living your life. And you can go live your life up until 5 simulated years. And so that's on pages 15 to 23. All your options are on pages 8 to 11. There are some additional choices between 11 and 15, but those don't happen until after your updates, depending on your life circumstances. And I will walk with you in every step of the way. In general, you're going to get a grade for consolidating your debt, setting up a budget, and then each year is going to be an additional grade. But it's all kept in this packet, so you need to be really careful so you don't lose this packet. Let's get started. As you open it up, you've got the Game of Life sheet right there. And then your savings account is going to get tracked here. It's going to start from the job that you get from your teacher, and there's other different things that can happen from there. But it's going to kind of depend on what you pick. And there's 2 pages. 2 pages is probably more than enough. But let's go here. So your job. So my simulated job, I'm going to get a little slip from my teacher as such, and my job is an electrical engineer. So that's a pretty good job. I'm going to write my name, my occupation, my annual salary is $61,090. My tax rate, flat tax. Not exactly real as in the U.S., but it's okay. My tax rate is 28%. My debt based on my schooling to become an engineer is $28,050. And I have $8,500 in my savings. My savings is usually used as an emergency fund, or if something happens. And so if you look, right here is the slip your teacher gave you. Do not lose it, because if you notice right here, there's this little box. It says staple. I realize it's on the inside, so you probably can't staple it. But what I can do, I can tape it. You live and you learn. So I'm going to tape it in there, and I'm going to kind of fold it up so it stays out of the way. But I want to make sure that I remember just in case. So here's my electrical engineer. I might tape it on that side as well so I don't lose it. So this book might get a little thick and awkward, but that's okay. And then it still opens up so I don't lose it. So whatever your teacher has, tape or staples, doesn't matter. Or whatever you have. So that's step 1. I got my job. I have everything figured out. My savings account, I want to start it. So I'm going to start it at my $8,000. $8,500. So that's my starting. Now, just so you are aware, as we work, now these are things that can come from savings at any time. So if you need help from the teacher, it's going to cost you $3,000 from your savings because you need a personal consultant. If you have a consultation with a student, the student may charge you $1,000 so they can add it to their savings and they can take money from you. That is also negotiable. If you need to go use the restroom, that's going to cost you $100. If you need to borrow a pencil or some writing utensil, it's $400. Scrap paper will be $300. And bail, which can happen if the teacher arrests you. The main example I can think of right now is tab. That will cost you $500 to get out. So all of these things that may happen, we may also make things up as we go, but those things may affect your savings account, which is why you have 2 pages. Then we come to consolidate our debt. So I'm going to stop the video here because this would begin our next step, and that is done. We are done with our intro.